The meeting is getting recorded right now. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ngonejo. I'm with Baltimore County Department of Planning. Thank you for attending the steering committee meeting for Northwest Gateways. So on the agenda today, let me bring up the agenda. Let me share my screen, that would help. Oops. Can everybody see my screen? Everybody can see my screen? Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, so we have a packed agenda. I just want to start with introduction. We do have a new addition in the Department of Planning, who is the Western Sector Lead planner, and who also will be covering the area of Randallstown. So for that reason, I would ask everybody if you could please, I don't know what I'm doing, stop sharing. If you could please turn your video on while we go through the introduction so Daphne has a chance to see who is talking. So I'm just gonna go through my list right now. From top to bottom, I have Mr. Aaron. Mr. Aaron, please, and if you could also, state your affiliation so that it would be easier for Daphne to follow.
Good evening. I am Aaron Plymouth, occupation retired. Organizations, I chair the Combined Communities Advocacy Council Greater Randallstown and am the President Emeritus of the Stevenswood Improvement Association. Thank you. It's a pleasure being a member of the steering committee.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron. And next I have Amy Menzer from the county.
Hi.
Hi. I'll come back to Daphne and then Miss India.
Hi, I'm the secretary for the Villanova Community Association.
Thank you. I have Miss Linda Keefe.
Hi, I'm having a little trouble with my video camera, but good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Keith, and I'm with One God, One Thought Center for Better Living. I'm president of the board and a retiree from the state of Maryland.
Actually, Miss Linda, I can see what seems to be your ceiling. Maybe it's just a matter of adjusting your camera.
Okay.
But we'll come back to you. Thank you so much for attending. Miss Marilyn?
Marilyn Evans. I too am retired, and I am with the Village of 12 Trees. I am a board of directors there. We're here.
Thank you. Miss Sharon Hendricks?
Hi, everyone. I am not retired. I would like to be retired, but I am the assistant vice president at Northwest Hospital Center here in Randallstown.
Yeah. I have Miss Sheila Lewis.
Hi, I'm Sheila Lewis. I'm from the Illinois Association, and I live in Pikesville. And I'm glad to be a part of this group because it's important to. My thing is not forgetting the communities below the Beltway.
You, Miss Lewis, and I do see Miss Linda now. Hi, Miss Linda.
Hi, everyone. Yes.
Yeah, and then, okay, then I'm sorry, do you want to say something?
No. I think I already introduced myself as One God, One Thought Center, president of the board of directors.
Okay. And I have Miss Shirley Supik.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here. I am the president of the Liberty Road Community Council. I am the vice president of the Casco. I am the co-owner of the Emmert Pierpont Safe House, and I work for Baltimore County as an inspector of business licenses.
Thank you. And I see that Miss Grace has joined us. Miss Grace, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Grace Snowden. I am just a general member at large, trying to represent the Woodmore community.
Thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce Daphne Daly, who is the area planner for for Randallstown, but also will be overseeing the western sector of the county. Daphne?
Thank you. It's nice to meet all of you guys. Thank you for introducing yourselves to me. I'm really excited to be part of the Western Sector team and Baltimore County planning in general. I grew up in Howard County in Columbia, and I also worked in the Carroll County Planning Office for many years. So I'm very familiar with the western part of Baltimore County and all of the areas that kind of adjoin it. And I'm particularly interested in your thoughts about the Liberty Road corridor and some of the things that you'd like to see happen there, because that's a road that I've traveled frequently myself, and I'm super excited that that you all have organized and are working on putting your good ideas into motion. So I'm very pleased to be part of that effort and ready to support you any way that I can.
We are very excited to have you. And I think Ms. Devon joined us. Ms. Devon, we were just doing introductions. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Can't hear you.
Yeah. Or you could do it by typing in the chat box. We still cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
I think you got it.
I got it?
We can hear you now.
You can?
Mhm.
We can.
Okay. Hi, I'm Devon Parks with Stony Brook Community Council in Randallstown.
Miss Devon. Already. I didn't think I missed anybody, but if I did, please type your name in the chat box. Alrighty, so the next item on the agenda is for me to update you on the trash cans. So we did, you know, finalize the voting by email. And we all agree, you all agreed to hire Total Contracting Inc., you know, as the company who will be removing and also installing the trash cans about 9 months from now. So we have started the requisition to hire them 9 months from now. I can update you as, you know, the process goes in the future. And then the other thing was that last time around when we did the special meeting, they were talk about having, you know, some of the cans that we're gonna be replacing to be used on the side roads of Liberty Road. So I did ask the Solid Waste Management office, and they said that it's a possibility we could do that. So they will be the one, yes, so they will be the one assessing which ones are good to be reused, but then they need the locations to be identified by us. Where do you want, what trash cans do you want to replace on the side roads? So we need to go ahead and do again another exercise on going on the side roads and identifying the locations so that I can send them the list. So since it's not due until 9 months from now, you know, we can take our time or wait until the weather gets better to just go out there. Or like if you know, just because you live in the area, you know, in your neighborhood, just send me the location as we progress. Already, let me see what's next on my agenda. Usually I have the agenda printed, but this time I forgot. So I'm just gonna have to go back and forth between screen here.
Hello?
So hello?
Yeah, so you want us to go and see where we want to place the trash cans now?
No, so we have the existing, we know where we're gonna place them on Liberty Road. But we
Right.
also talked about, I wasn't sure if you were at that meeting, we talked about having, you know, the ones that are in good conditions that we're gonna remove, what about we reuse those and place them on the side roads?
Okay,
So those on the side roads are the locations I need.
okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Renee,
But
does that
what
all,
side-
does that,
what
Again?
side roads? I mean, what's considered a side road, I guess?
I would say any county roads that intersect Liberty Road within the study area, which in from from the Beltway, not the Beltway, the city line, all the
Uh-huh.
way to Deer Park.
Okay.
And again,
Okay.
not knowing how many, yes,
does that also count for the ones where, when we originally looked on Liberty Road, we found areas where we thought a can should be, but there was no can there.
no,
Would
it
count
has
for
to
those
be,
places?
no, it wouldn't, because then we wouldn't be able to pick up the trash on those locations. It has to be where we have planned existing trash already,
Okay,
trash cans.
okay. So are you saying that they will dump the ones that if we find a location on a side street, that they will be responsible for dumping those?
Yes, because
Okay.
those are already in the budget.
Okay.
All right, so the next item is for Miss Linda Dorsey Walker to update you on the invitation to have MDOT. So unfortunately, they were not able. I don't see Miss Linda here, but I can update you quickly. So they were not available for this meeting, but they did send 2 dates that they would like to have site visit with us. So the first date is Friday. Let me share my screen again. So the first date is Friday, November 4th, anytime after 1 p.m. And then the second date is Monday, November 7th, between 9:30 and noon. So those are for site visits. And they did say that they could attend the next meeting, which is November 9th at 6:30 p.m. So are there any preferences on those dates? And I will send them by email also, so that you can check against your schedule. If you would like to attend the site visit, you could let me know, and also let me know what day works better for you.
Yeah, for me, it would probably be the 4th, anytime after 1.
Okay. And
I can't do.
The site visits. I mean, are they planning to go all up and down Liberty Road? Are they just going to be stopping at specific locations?
so I don't have details about the site visits yet, but I would assume that it would be for the entire study area.
Okay, if the time that they have are these 2 times, and we're going to be going up and down Liberty Road, I would think after 1 p.m. would be better, since we would have to slow down and stop and whatever and look whatever, because 9:30 we might be still running into some traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So of those 2, those dates there, I would say 1 p.m. would probably be better.
Yep, the 4th.
Concur the 4th.
Okay. So I will email everybody and give the option of November 4th and see, please reply to my email if you are interested to attend. So we have head counts and we know also we can get prepped for the site visit. So I will come back to that, because what's going to be needed between now and November 4th, maybe I can skip 4 and come back to it. Item number 4. We need to identify specific locations that we want to communicate to MDOT during the site visit so that we don't have to stop at all the stops, especially those areas that have issues or like are missing either, you know, a shelter or both a shelter and a bench. Is this something that you would like to do here, or would you like to do it by email? And we can maybe come back to it after we review the inventory, you know, founding.
So you mean to identify which particular bus sites bus shelters we want to go to? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you want us to do now here? To identify which particular shelters, or you just want us to indicate which is our preference for the date?
Let me show you the founding first of what we have on Liberty Road, the benches and the shelters, and then we'll come back and see if we can identify specific locations to spend time with MDOT.
Okay.
And I want to thank Kellen. I don't think Kellen is here. Marilyn, Devon, and Carla for doing the inventory on Liberty Road. Unfortunately, Kellen, I think, had some a conflict.
Hero.
Yes. So Kellen was not able to do the inventory, but I have Marilyn Evans here. Marilyn, would you like to report on your founding?
Yes, that'll be fine. I went by the bus stops that were identified on the MDOT website schedule. And so my locations were Liberty and Washington Avenue. That's coming from 695. There are no benches. So that's northbound. So that's coming back up towards from 695 to this direction. Oh, you have it there. And no bench, no shelter, no trash cans. Dunhill had 2 benches, no shelter, 1 trash can. Rockdale Terrace, no benches, no shelter, nor trash can. Milford Mills had 2 benches, no shelter, and 1 trash can. And Rolling Road had 1 bench, no shelter, 1 trash can. So in total for my segment, it was 5 benches, 0 shelters, and 3 trash cans. And what she's showing you here is where I tried to do from Marriottsville to Liberty Road. Are those all my numbers there? And I used the bus stop to do that.
So this is the Excel you emailed.
Okay. And then for the piece that I was given of Liberty Road to Washington Avenue, which is southbound, there were only 6 benches, 1 shelter, and 7 trash cans. So there was 1 bench at Rolling Road, no shelter, and 1 trash can at Rolling Road. Milford Mills did not have bench, shelter, nor trash can. Milford Mills was interesting. It had 2 stops, one on one corner, and immediately there was another bus stop once they crossed the main street. Rockdale Terrace had 2 benches, no shelter, 2 trash cans, and Washington Avenue, 2 shelters, 2 benches, no shelter, and 1 trash can. I tried to look at the pitch-in cans, and I had difficulty identifying the addresses based on the list that was provided. So what I did with my husband's assistant is we drove from Marriottsville to 695. to try to identify the pitch in cans. And what I did was I just broke them up. So there were 31 green and black graded style cans, and there were 14 of the square green pitch in cans. So when I looked at the numbers, that's 45. It basically tells me, and when I was identifying where some of these trash cans were, they're not all at bus stops. And I think that was my mistake initially, because I was thinking that all of these trash cans were going to be at bus stops, and that is not the case. They are on the street. There are some streets that could use more, and definitely there were bus stops that did not have cans that needed to have cans. The people were standing in the trash to catch the bus. So, and literally standing. What is that? The Golden Inn, or there's a Golden Restaurant or something, and there's a bus stop there, and the people are sitting on the side on a cinder block, or literally standing in the trash waiting for the
Golden
bus.
Dragon.
Yes, thank you. So that is my piece of our pie.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the hard work, and we have all the data that I can send to the group after the meeting. So what we did, we took your data, we mapped it, for better visuals. So the green is bench, and then if you see any pink dot, those are location for shelters. So starting at the Marriottsville intersection, we see that we have benches on both bounds. Then this one is showing the section between Owings Mills and Pikes Wood. And as you can see, in Owings Mills intersection, this map is showing one bench, but when I looked on Google Map, I could see another bench on the southbound. Same thing on Pikes Wood. We have two benches on either side. If you move down between Alford and McDonough, we have two benches on this side, one eastbound and one southbound. When you go Boinbrook, between Boinbrook and Greens Lane. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Again, all benches, no shelter.
Right.
Go to the next section, which is Old Court to Liberty Plaza. Again, I don't see any shelter.
It says
Everything
Courtly.
is okay. Yeah, Courtly. Yeah. The next segment is between Marriott's Lane and Liberty Plaza. There's one shelter. Liberty Plaza.
But wait a minute. The shelter that's there, that is a shelter that belongs to the complex there. It's a wooden shelter. It's not a MDOT shelter.
Okay. So this will be a good location to stop with the site visit, so that MDOT can see this shelter. And then when I go to the next segment, Milford Mill and Washington Avenue, again, I see one shelter around, the Milford Mill Shopping Center.
Yes.
And those are the only data we received so far.
Did we need additional assistance from 695 to the Beltway?
Yes, we had.
I know that Kaylin was assigned, but does she need assistance? I can help out.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
Do you wanna reach out to Kellen?
I can reach out to Kaylin. Yeah, I just need her contact information.
Okay.
Because I can jump on that before the end of the week.
Yeah, that would be helpful before the November 4th meeting.
Right. And we can get it identified on your map.
All right, so what are your feedbacks? Do you wanna just go ahead and identify the locations by email, or do you wanna go to discussion now? Let me stop sharing so I can see everybody.
I think I'll have to go look again. And do it by email.
I think.
I think that's best.
Yeah,
By email,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, there's some areas that when you look at it, it's very obvious what's missing. For example, one of the examples you talked about was Washington and Liberty Road, how there is nothing on the other side. And that's critical and it's crucial, and it's also an indication that MDOT is not taking into consideration the configuration of the roads. Because the reason why that is there is because they have that little strip that separates the residential housing from the main traffic that feeds into the Beltway. But MDOT doesn't think about any of that. They just like, okay, we're going to put it here, we're not. And that's a part of the problem. So, I mean, if we can identify those areas where we see situations where MDOT has, failed our community, then we can email you those specific locations.
yeah, I think that sounds good. We have almost 2 more weeks before the site visit. So if you could send me any material, maybe I want to say by the 28th of October, so that I can put it together and get that ready for the site visit.
Mhm.
Because you're going to
October
send us,
28th.
you're going to send us the sheet, and then you're going to send us the maps. Also, are you just going to send us the Excel spreadsheet with the locations?
So I'm gonna send you Excel, I'm gonna send you the maps, and also I would say, just based on your knowledge of the area,
Okay.
if you know those locations that really need help, where we should be spending more time,
Okay.
send them to me.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Well, the next item I have is renaming the committee. I don't know what you guys think about the name, and the name is based on the Sustainable Community Plan, Northwest Gateways. And we actually took that name out of the Northwest Hospital. And we called it Northwest Gateway Sustainable Community Plan. So I just wanted to bring it up and see what your thoughts are in renaming this committee to something that would, something you will see yourself more into, or would you like just leave it like this?
I don't have a problem with what it is.
So are you talking about the steering committee, or are you talking about you're talking about a new name, like identity for this area?
Oh, just the steering committee.
If for the steering committee, I like Liberty in it because, like I said, people think of Liberty Road from the Beltway to Carroll County. And saying Liberty Road, it keeps emphasis on you need to look at all of Liberty Road.
To piggyback on Ms. Lewis's comment, I would think that in addition to Liberty will be Liberty Sustainability Steering Committee.
I like
Sustainability.
that. A Liberty Improvement and Sustainability.
Okay.
I just like it simple.
Yeah.
Sustainability, just
I was just going to say, I'm retired and I cannot remember all of that. When someone asks me about this committee, I have to look at my paper to read it off. So please keep it simple for me.
why not just call it Liberty Gateway Committee?
Do we want to include the word road in there or just leave it
Well,
without?
Liberty Road Gateway or Liberty,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
road should be included because liberty could mean,
Yeah. hmm
people could mean anything.
Yeah.
I like the improvement.
I like Gateway also because I think
Yeah.
that's the point we're trying to make, and people overlook that Liberty Road is really a gateway, and they're not taking full advantage of that opportunity.
That's true. That's true.
I vote for Liberty Road Gateway.
Initially, Gateway was the entrance to the toll road that went out to Liberty Town. That's where the term Gateway came from.
Right.
Yeah.
And that,
Liberty Road West. We're talking about Liberty Road from Northern Parkway going west.
Right.
Something to think about.
right. But I'm thinking in terms of if you go up and down 8.5 miles of Liberty Road, it is the gateway to a whole bunch of communities that spring off the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of different communities on both sides.
Yeah. So we need a sign.
Oh, you're talking about a sign?
Oh, yeah, we need a sign that said, "Welcome to the Liberty Road Gateway."
And I like the
No,
historical.
or how about welcome to the gateway communities of Liberty Road?
Yep, that's good too.
And I like the historical note that Mr. Plymouth put in because that's the thing that's missing, the history of the area. They just think I don't know where they think it came from. And they just overlook it. And I like putting that history there, telling what happened here and what it looked like. So people like, okay, this is how it happened. This is where it came from. The historical aspect I think is really important.
Mm-hmm.
If I may just clarify something. So the purpose of this committee is to oversee implementation of the Sustainable Community Plan. And the reason why I brought up, renaming it is because the plan is very large and it includes Randallstown, it includes Woodlawn, and it includes Pikesville. But for this purpose, we are only focusing on those action plan on Liberty Road and around and the surrounding. So I think we need to be mindful of the purpose of this steering committee while renaming it. So I have heard different options: Liberty Road Gateway, Liberty Road Improvement, Liberty Road Sustainability. Is there anything else I should?
If you're talking about an actual sign that would be at the beginning, like a stone sign or something like that.
We're not talking about any
We're
signs.
not talking about sign right now.
Oh,
We're just talking
a
about the
sign.
naming.
I mentioned it earlier. I said maybe we might need a sign after that, but we're just talking about the name change right now.
I mean, think about all of the different gateway communities that are off of Liberty Road: Lockhern, Woodmore, Steve. I mean, there's like 8 or 10, maybe 10 of them.
I
right?
like the gateway. I think that was right that Sheila said. So Liberty
Since we
Road
have
Gateway.
voting for-
I think Gateway also, Linda's point is important because if we're saying this is a plan that's going to be presented to either state or the county administration about what we're about, it's not just about Liberty Road, but it's also about the communities off of Liberty Road. So if Gateway really encompasses both of those ideas and concepts, and if they ask us, we can explain why we think Gateway is significant for us, for the historical issue, and also because of the many communities that are that are adjacent to Liberty Road that are impacted by what happens on Liberty Road.
Mhm.
So should we go for a
Park.
vote?
Stevenson.
You got Milford.
Say that again.
We were
You
just
got
calling,
Milford.
we were just
Yeah,
calling some of the
we just call
communities that were
King
up
Park,
there. Yeah,
Stevenson, Milford, bunch of them.
yeah.
Yeah, Rockdale.
You know?
Rockdale. Mm-hmm.
That one's
Yeah.
really old.
Yeah. And of course,
So shall we go? Shall we go for a vote?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The options. So Liberty Road Gateway, Liberty Road Improvement, Liberty Road Sustainability.
Gateway.
I like Gateway. If
Hey,
we ever
Everybody
did,
for Liberty Road Gateway.
Gateway.
if
Gateway.
we ever did have a sign, we could actually list some of them. The ones that we just listed and some of the others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I see, could you use your hands?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wait a minute, hold on.
6.
Reaction.
Liberty Road Gateway it is. Seems like.
Okay.
One thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna extend voting for those that were not able to attend. And then we'll close it out 24 hours from we'll close it out on Friday morning.
We don't have a quorum right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
we've also talked about,
Well,
Remember we went through the whole thing about having a quorum so we wouldn't have to keep postponing stuff.
right.
We just rewrote the laws for our
Right.
Right. We wouldn't have to go through this. That was one of the reasons. why
Whoever's on the call, call it.
That's right. Yep.
We don't have time to wait for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have a quorum, then it's too bad.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Northwest Gateways has been changed to Liberty Road Gateway Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Good. Aye.
Yeah. And if we ever have like individual signs, welcome to the Liberty Road Gateway community of Rockdale. Welcome to the Liberty Road Gateway community of Milford.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like
your forward thinking, Linda. Keep the idea. Don't
I
lose
like
it.
that idea. Put it on the 20-year budget.
That or else a flag. The signposts of flags that's hanging. Mhm.
So Linda, we missed you. When I went to the agenda, updating MDOT about the MDOT situation. Would you like to update the group?
Yes.
We thought that November 4th would be a good day to do the site visit, time afternoon, after 1, I think it was, after 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to tell her. And then they'll be here for the 9th.
Be here for the 9th.
Okay.
And if you missed it, if you know of locations that we need to spend time with, send them to me prior to the meeting.
Yeah, I thought, but that's what we were going to do today. I thought the people had assignments in like 5 or 6 areas, and they were going to identify which places don't have something that they might actually have to pay for.
And we did do the reporting already.
Oh, did this start at 6:30?
It did. We were just flying through the agenda.
Did this start at 6:30 and I had the time wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I missed a
The
lot
meeting
too.
start at 6:30.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? For some reason I had it down on my calendar as 7 o'clock. I apologize. I could have actually come in earlier.
You're fired.
We'll be sending
Just joking.
the map and also the Excel sheet, and then we can vote by email. If you can send me the information by October 28th, so that we can update MDOT on those locations. And you also missed Miss Daphne Daly presentation, introduction, I would say. She's the new area planner for Randallstown, and she's also going to be overseeing the western sector of Baltimore County.
Okay. So that doesn't change our relationship to you in any way, correct? Done.
Daphne will be facilitating the meetings from now on.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but I'm around if you have any question.
Mhm. Are you still going to be part of the charrette?
Yes, I'm still with the county, as far as I know.
And Gune, this is Kaylin Thomas. I just wanted to be sure that you could see that I'm on the call. I don't see myself at all, but I'm here.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me know, because I didn't know that you were here.
Yes, thanks.
Sure. How are you doing?
Oh, it's hectic, but I'm okay.
Have you? So actually, Kellen, Michelle was asking about covering for you, for your areas.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That would be great.
Oh, I certainly apologize for being late. I was busy watching the link that the MTA sent me for the proposal for the transportation system on this part of the county. Whew, what was that ever an eye opener?
To be early.
I wasn't sure, Linda, were you? I wasn't sure if Linda was talking to the group or not.
I said part of the reason I was late, I was looking at the actual video that the MBA sent me. Remember the video I said they were going to send me? Yeah, about what the proposal is for the new transit, the East-West Transit Corridor. Man, was that an eye opener?
Okay.
Someone's television or something's on.
What I have for tonight, unless you want to discuss something else for next meeting.
Ms. Gardner?
I missed it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I came in late too. I apologize. And I missed the recruitment of members in the subcommittees. Did you go over that? The name of the subcommittees, and was there any recruit?
I actually didn't. Let me bring it up. And if anybody is interested to join any of the subcommittees. So for environment and quality, Ms. Sheila Lewis is the chairwoman. And we have Mr. Aaron, Miss Danielle, Miss Michelle, Miss Linda Dorsey Walker, and Miss Shirley Supik. Economy, promotion, and rebranding, Miss Carla Nelson Chambers is the chairwoman. And we have Miss India, Miss Sheila, Miss Michelle, Miss Cynthia, Miss Grace, and Miss Kellen. Housing and transportation, Miss Linda Dorsey Walker is the chairwoman, and we have Miss India, Miss Danielle, Miss Devon, Miss Marilyn, and Marcia Williams is actually the county support staff. Is there any subcommittee you would like to join?
The environment. Oh, you don't have one in there for the development. Environment and quality of life. And can you be on more than one?
Yes.
Let me see. Rebranding. Housing and transportation.
Done, is it okay if I send out what I received today to the Housing and Transportation Subcommittee? Okay,
I think that's fine.
okay.
Okay, so Miss Linda, I will add you to the environment and quality of life and also to the housing and transportation.
Okay.
Can you slide so I can see the names of everybody so that I can make sure I send everyone on the committee, subcommittee, the list, the link? Gone. Thank
Yes,
you.
I was just trying to share my screen.
Hmm.
And I can send you this list.
Okay. Okay, if you can send it, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome.
Ms. Godet, with respect to November the 4th site visit, I will not be available. Will that count against me in terms of the 50% or so, or is this something that is not a part of a regular steering committee meeting?
This one will not apply. This one will be
It won't
kind of
count
like a
against me?
special meeting.
It will not count against me. Thank you. I don't want
It
to be
won't
mad.
count.
Thank you.
Did you all discuss who's going to be part of the site visit? Because it wasn't supposed to be for the whole committee. It was only supposed to be for a few people who would actually physically go to each one of the locations where people are saying there's nothing there, there are no amenities there. Here's the reason we think that there needs to be something at this high priority area.
Didn't
So did you
discuss. We said that we were gonna I was gonna send the email and you could reply letting us know if you are interested to attend the site visit.
Okay, because
Is
I don't
there
think
a
they're
limit?
expecting they're not expecting a huge number of people.
So what is the limit?
I thought they were talking like maybe about 4 people that would go with 1 or 2 of their staff because they're going to go to multiple places on Liberty Road.
I see.
So would it be advisable to send 1 to 2 persons per segment of the road?
What do you think? I guess I was thinking it was going to be the same people the whole distance.
One option would be folk who live closest to that section of the areas, if they are available to be there. Well, I wouldn't think that 5 people would have to be a part of the entire tour. Like if I were available, I would do the ones closest to where I live.
I was thinking something like that too, that I didn't know how you work out the logistics other than, you give someone your cell phone number and it's like, I'm going to be here. Tell me when, that time span, let's say from 1 to 2 or whatever. And like I'll be there, and then let me know when you come in and I will, come out or something. But I was thinking too that if you lived in that area, then they would come to that area and you can show them. But that is really a logistical thing of how do you be there at the right time and that kind of thing.
Well, I guess I was thinking that the people who made the recommendations for, let's say you said you're recommending that there needs to be some sort of amenity at across from Woodmore Shopping Center, that you would give like a 1 or 2 sentence description of what's there, not there, the reason it's needed, who it would support, and so forth, and that we would have that for different locations along. Remember, most of the locations already have something, but what they would be spending money on, and they admitted it. They said what we were guessing last time, that there were car accidents and some of the stuff got knocked over and never got replaced. She said she knows for a fact that did happen. And so I said, because right now our committee has a list with 67 trash cans on it, and we only can find only some of them. And she said it's true that in some cases they got destroyed and they were never replaced.
So are they still billing the county for 67 even though they're not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what
that's where I might have an issue.
Linda, I have a question.
Yes,
Are you going to be there?
yeah, I said I was going to be there the whole time.
Well, how
But-
about like I know of one place. If I email that location to you with my 2 sentences or whatever it is, couldn't you make the
Sure,
proposal?
sure.
Then that's what I'll do.
Okay. Because we don't know what time, how much time they're going to spend, or the traffic situation, or any of that. Particularly if it's during the middle of the day like that, there might be a little bit of traffic.
So with the group we have here, do we have 3 more interested to join Linda in this site visit?
I would be happy to join on the 4th if need be.
Okay, so I have Grace. Thank you.
I'll follow Ms. Supik's recommendation about sending to Linda something that I believe is important once I make a determination about placing near me.
Very good.
So who are the people?
Hi to you and Grace.
Myself and Grace, and who else?
For now.
Yeah, for now, because I have to check.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you going to all be in one van or traveling in your own personal vehicles?
Well, I just thought that we'd be in our own personal vehicles. They're going to come from Towson, and it might be one of them or 2 of them. The person who's likely to meet with us is a gentleman by the name of Teddy. He's not available right now because he just got married. And so that's why he couldn't be here tonight, because he just got married a few days ago and he's on his honeymoon.
Again, another reason for fewer people would be if you're talking about your personal vehicle and you're on Liberty Road, a major corridor, and each of those locations is right on the street, then you have to worry about parking.
Mm-hmm.
So the fewer people individually, the better, in my opinion.
Right. And like they said, they have certain standards that they have to follow in any case, from an engineering standpoint and all the rest of it, how close to light fixtures, all those kinds of things.
Sounds good. So it seems like Linda and Grace will be representing the group. And then I'll welcome feedback, not feedback, but input from anybody. Or you can just send it directly to Linda. Just CC me and Daphne.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else from the Housing and Transportation Committee want to go? No. All right.
You mean the site visit?
Yeah.
What's the date?
Well,
November 4th.
Had you submitted something? I was just wondering if any of the people that actually submitted something.
Oh, no, I have not. Thank you.
Anyone else that actually submitted something?
I'm afraid I don't understand your question. If submitted something as of what?
Remember, we asked people of 5 or 6 places along Liberty Road to actually go to the sites and recommend which ones in that area needed additional amenities. Do any of those 5 or 6 people want to be part of it?
I receive I have a database of inventory from Maryland. Maryland. And I will send that to you, to all of you. But I don't know. It's just a matter of who's available on that day.
Okay, because there were, I mean, you said that each person reported out before I got in the meeting, right? So do any of
And I will
those people
send
who
this.
reported out earlier want to be part of it?
No, I don't. And I think that the report that I gave, the document that I submitted, is self-explanatory.
Okay. All right.
Well, I want to remind everybody about the CIP citizen input meeting again. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's in person. If you would like to request funding for any capital improvements, it could be roads, sidewalks, sewers, parks, schools. Tomorrow is an opportunity to submit those requests.
Mm-hmm.
And what time was that meeting tomorrow?
5 p.m.
8 p.m.? And where is that located?
It's at 5.
I'm
It's
sorry.
105, and I have it in the chat box.
Okay.
I'll send you the flyer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else that you
Oh,
would like to
yeah,
discuss?
I know I told you I was challenged. I don't see anything in the chat box unless I'm doing it incorrectly.
No, it's not.
Anybody see my message in the chat box?
I don't see it in the chat box.
Oh, it looks like it's in the Q&A. Is it in the Q&A?
In the Q&A?
No,
No, ma'am, I don't
see
see
it.
anything
I don't
here
see it.
either.
Go up a bit. It came across at 6:32. Is that the one that you're referring to?
What, in the chat box?
Mm-hmm.
It may be the only one in the chat box right now.
Yeah, it's the only one I see in the chat box.
I see nothing.
I don't see anything.
I don't see
see
it.
that.
Does it say
If I
select a
can,
host or co-host?
yeah, let me see if I can copy and paste it again.
I
Now
see
I
it
see
now.
it.
There you go.
I
Can you
see
see it now?
Yep,
Mhm.
now I see it.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll send you the recaps. We have November 4th, the site visit. Send Linda your ideas by October 28th. Please see me and Daphne. That's about it for now.
Oh, I got one more thing. Well, two more things. One thing about the meeting tomorrow, the capital improvement. If you cannot make the meeting, you can show up and speak in person. If you can't do that, you can follow it on Zoom. But also, if you can't do any of those things, you have until November the 1st to submit written comments. So on the announcement, if you can't make it, you can still submit written comments, and that will be considered just as important. The other thing I have before we leave, I saw next project. Are we supposed to be thinking about that for the next meeting, or is that something we're supposed to do today? Because I remember we said that if we had any money left over, what will we do with the money that's left over? Did we ever identify if we're spending 64,000 for the cans? Is there any money left over that we would have towards the next project?
Next project would have been the benches, but I think we said, why don't we wait until we meet with MDOT and see what they can take, what they can potentially fund. And then after that, because the money that we receive is supposed to be for capital improvement. So after that, then we can go ahead and talk about the next project. And I did receive your proposal and also Carla's proposal.
Okay. Okay. I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay. So the meeting tomorrow is in person. It's not hybrid. It's in person, but you can submit your comments in writing. And I did put my name, my email in here. Why did I put Gmail? I don't know what I'm doing today.
Aaron has
I'm
his
sorry.
hand up, or had his hand up.
No, I'd like to be the last commenter before the meeting ends when that time comes, please. At the very end, I want to be the last commenter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I don't know whether
Anybody else?
no, I was going to say, I don't know whether we wanted to use any portion of the money to like come up with a standard sign or something to put up so that we can have like the identical sign at some point on Liberty Road saying, welcome to the Liberty Gateway Community of Rockdale, Milford, whatever, Lockhern.
It's a good idea. Do you want to send me your proposal so that we can vote for the next project next time?
To piggyback on Linda's recommendation, if you remember when Jim Smith was county executive, he did something called Renaissancing Old Communities, and he placed 3 signs designating different nodes So it could be that those beautiful signs that are there could be enhanced because each one designates those communities that are part of that node. So rather than trying to find new money to make brand new signs, look at those and see which ones that are there. And if there's a need to go further west on Route 26 to make a fourth node like that, that might be a good idea. But we're not starting from scratch, we're simply enhancing what we presently have.
I mean,
What
I
about the ones that are below the Beltway?
Yeah,
But not
where are they?
below and above as well. There's one right near Wells Fargo. That's the westernmost one. There are three.
They're pretty. They must be pretty invisible because I can only think of one sign that I can recall.
There are three.
One of the problems is the location of those signs. For example, the one for Rockdale, if you go up Liberty Road, past Washington Avenue, past Dunhill Village, there is a car repair place. It's like an old barn. It's repair place, and then there's 7-Eleven. That node sign is right there beside that car repair place, and it's not attractive at all. That's one of the situation. The other ones, if you're going west on Liberty Road, as soon as you come off the Beltway, what's the street? I think it's not Croydon, but
Washington Boulevard.
No, you're going east. When you come off the Beltway, going east.
Is the first one.
It's
Croydon.
It's sitting right there in front of the Crown Station.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I agree that the identifying the nodes is helpful, but the placement of some of those signs were not nice. And if we're going to consider that in the future, we might think about placing them someplace where it is more attractive and more noticeable.
And also earlier we talked about how could we add some specific isolated examples of greenery and planters and things. Maybe if we put up a sign in an attractive, noticeable place, we can put a couple of those large, beautiful planters on each side so that people attention is brought to it. You know, we could put a solar lighting thing so that at night, you know, it's capturing the sun during the day, and during at night, people would see it. So it stands out, because I'll be honest with you, I only know where one of those signs is.
If you ever see that one in front of that car repair place, it just turns me off every time I see it. But I think the idea is good, and if that's a thing that we're going to visit sometime in the future, I think that's a nice place to start when we talk about signage, because some of those signs can be improved in their location, and like you said, how they are, you know, green space around them, some type of plantings or something around them. There can be some improvements.
They're 20 years old, 19, 20 years old too.
Yeah.
These are great ideas. Let's put it in writing and we can vote. Maybe not the next meeting, but the meeting after. All right, any other questions, comments?
This is Kaylin. I just have a quick question about the subcommittees. Carla, are we meeting this month?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Nope, because we submitted our proposal, so we just, you know, we have to wait in line.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Noted.
I think at this point we are just getting called, you know, by MDOT decision. And once we know, you know, where we're going, then we can start actively working on those projects. Because with the rest of the money, we were supposed to do trash cans and benches. Once we know for sure that MDOT will not take care of the benches, then at least we know what we are doing in the future.
Yeah. And try to get some shelters, the ones that I guess you all recommended.
Okay. Mr. Aaron?
Yes, tonight Daphne is onboarding. Welcome, Daphne. And Ms. Gonay, you seem to be off-boarding. I think you said to us this is your last meeting with us. So I'm going to exercise a personal privilege that I don't have the right to, but I'm going to do it anyway, to thank you for your exemplary service in bringing us together, facilitating, coordinating, collaborating, and keeping us moving. And we thank you so much for bringing us from where we began to where we are now, as we transition from your supervision and facilitation to Daphne. Thank you very much, and we appreciate all that you did for us and that you do for the county. Thank you.
Indeed, thank
I
you.
agree.
Yes, it's true.
Wow, you'll be missed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't
I
want to,
hope,
don't
I
make
hope,
me cry now, but
Yeah.
thank you
Not
very
just
much.
for this committee, but the other committees that you had some of us on.
well,
Yeah,
that's
thank
why
you
I
so
included,
much. You
everything that
know,
she does.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be able to do it without you. You know, this is a teamwork. I see this as a teamwork, and I am very excited. Well, sad to leave, not leaving, but I'm here, but I'm very excited. And I know that with Daphne, you guys are in good hands. So thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you guys for letting me exercise the privilege I don't have. So thank you.
Thank
Aaron,
you
it
very
couldn't
much,
come from a
Renee.
better
For doing
person
that.
than you.
Thank you.
Job
Thank
well,
you.
job well done.
Yes.
Have
Everybody
a
unmute,
good night.
unmute yourself and a round of applause. Unmute. Unmute.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yes. Good night.
Night
Good night,
all.
all.
Night
Good
all.
night.
Good night.
Night.
Renee, you take care.
Yeah.